favor real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, am I on mute? No, I'm not. Okay. Sorry. Could you go back to children and, because I don't recognize this test patient. So I'm just trying to save some time on my end. I want to get one that we've already done testing on. So I have a blood type in there. If you go to children's and then underneath units, there's a blood bank thing.
Yes.
Blood bank orders. If we could grab, let's see, I think that MRT test one, or split blood bank testing, that one's a good one too, I think.
Pull up my blood cells on this patient too. Make my type in screen stat. And then we have milliliters. Do you want me to order both mils and units, Joe, or just mils?
I'm actually just interested in then seeing the, when you say yes to the special requirements, what happens.
Okay. So when I click yes on special requirements, I get a Spyglass drop down here. And with any one of these that I choose, I get more drop downs that are pre-filled for any special requirements in my Spyglass. If I choose another one, it changes based on that first special requirement.
So these are the ones, David, that I was asking about, that we need to validate that when you select one of those, I don't know, what, I guess, disease states or indications there in that special requirements box, that the appropriate special requirements auto-populate, because that's built on the ethics side. So we need to make sure that whoever built those actually selected your correct special requirements for that indication.
And is that something
that open again?
Is that something I can test today?
I'm sorry, what?
Is that something that we can go into an environment and test today, or is there a list that will be provided to us?
Well, this is something that I wanted to get with you guys with possibly next week and do all these. I don't know about today. I don't know if we're going to have enough time, and I don't know if you guys don't have access to the Epic TST environment to order these. I think you only have access to the playground to do it. But I can
they should be in playground, though.
Are they?
Yeah, so Brian built these a while ago, so they were moved down a long time ago. So they should be in playground, and I can give you like a generic provider login if you want to go in as a doctor and just place these orders and look at them.
I mean, it would
be great.
It would probably only take 2 minutes if we click on it, we'll see what is being ordered. So
are you guys wanting them to cross the interface though, Joe, or no?
So well,
okay, I just want to make sure because that playground won't send them.
Yeah, I know. I had to think about that for a second. I mean,
okay,
it probably would be a good idea to test that we get all of these across the interface. I don't see why we wouldn't, but it is a different order set, so it's probably a good idea to test that also.
Okay. Alrighty, I'll place my orders, Joe. About that. There you go. And then prior to Joe doing anything, just a little FYI here, in chart review, they still say needs to be collected. Joe, I'll let you share your screen.
Okay, I'm going to pull up that children's patient first. And we're still waiting. See, now they're all staff, but we're still waiting for our accession numbers to pop in there. We have to have, there we go. We have to have our prepare orders logged in order to see the prompts that come across the interface. If you click on it right now, you're not going to see the information in there. This is one that's already completed, so you can see that. But right now, since it's still in the dispatch status, we have to actually go and lab it in before that happens, before we get the prompts across the interface from Epic. So once I did that, you can see now that we have our number of mills, the date and the time to give, the indication for transfusion, and then the special processing that was put in. What did you select for that, Kayla? Do you remember? I don't remember what you clicked on. Irradiated, CMV negative, or washed?
Yeah.
0 to 4. There you go.
Mm-hmm. That made the other two drop downs. Yeah.
Okay.
That shouldn't include washed.
It doesn't. I chose that extra just to show
Oh, okay.
The extra stuff coming over. Yeah, it wasn't default though.
Okay, so let me go ahead and get our type and screen labs in. I'm going to have to do that, obviously, before I can dispense any of the blood. For children's, the cross match is on their type and screen order, and it'll probably stay that way at least for a little while. I know there's been talk about standardization stuff, but we won't go into that. West County, though, you're just going to get your type and screen, and then you're going to have to go in and actually do an accession add-on to put your cross match on there.
Okay, just like we're doing now?
Yes, just like we do now.
Okay.
That's different for some labs, so I'd like to point that out. Some labs were getting their cross-match order from Horizon, so.
Thank you.
All right. Go ahead and result these guys real quick. Okay, let's go ahead and pull up this prepare order. So we actually need to enter a result on this and send it back to Epic to let them know that the blood is ready to be dispensed. When you open up your prepare orders, all of the prompts should file into the correct spots and result entry. So we have the number of mills in this example, the date, the time, the indication, and then the special processing here. If we have more than 4 special processing entries, we should be getting, that should come across in a comment, an order comment. but in this case, I think we only had the 4. But additional ones will post in this order comment area, and they will also print out on the rec that you get in the blood bank. So don't freak out thinking, oh my gosh, I gotta go check the order comments every time. You know, if you have, I would say always refer to that printout, but if you come in here and you notice that all 4 of your spaces for your special requirements are filled, it'd probably be a good idea to go up there and also check that comment box to make sure that you don't have any additional ones. And then, of course, always check the requisition. I think that's what you're going to be doing your callback off of anyway. So this right here, this last one, the ready one, this is the only thing that the blood bank is required to result. And on all your prepare orders, I've defaulted this response for you, so you don't have to select it from the drop down any longer. I know this is a new process completely for children, but for West County, current state on your RBC orders, you have to select that ready and then verify them. So that'll be a little bit different for you. Other than that, I think that's all I can think of to talk about on the resulting of these. So we'll go ahead and verify that information. And when we do, the only thing that goes back to Epic is the number of mils and the word ready, so they know that it's ready. There is one more thing I want to talk about on this. Any one of these fields is can also be a free text field. So in the case of your pheresis, like if you're doing a plasma exchange and the pheresis nurses don't want to see the total number of mils, like 3,000 or whatever it is, 5,000, you can actually type in the number of units here, and that will cross back to Epic too, that they have 8 units that are ready instead of whatever 5,000 mils that are ready. Okay, refresh that. We have our results here. We should have results in Epic. Can we take a look at that, Kayla? The prepare results and the cross-match results? Yep.
Okay, so just to be clear, the prepare order in Cerner has to be resulted for them to see the units ready and for them to transfuse?
So the prepare order in Cerner has to be resulted for the nurses to see that the blood is ready. So if they want to see this right here, which is what Kayla's showing, then you need to result out that prepare order in order for them to see this information and know that they can come down and pick up the blood. A prepare order isn't necessarily needed when you dispense a unit in order for the blood product information to go to Epic for them to be able to scan on. It is preferred that you do result out that prepare order first before you dispense your blood. It leaves the patient's record in Epic. It makes it look a little bit cleaner. Otherwise, we're going to have a prepare RBC order that's placed in Epic that's not completed. It's going to just sit out there as pending. And then when you dispense from Cerner without completing that prepare order, the script, the interface script, actually creates a prepare order in order for that to be posted to Epic and your unit information to post. So then when you look at this chart review section in Epic, you're going to have 2 prepare red cell orders sitting there, one not completed and one completed with the product information on it. So it makes the patient's record look a little bit messy. So if at all possible, result out that prepare order initially before you dispense the blood.
Okay.
That is the recommended workflow, yes.
Joe, I just got one question just for verification. So the special processing that is showing up there, it is not going to update special processing in Cerner, correct?
Correct. It's just informational only. And if for some reason they order irradiated and you dispense a unit that's not irradiated, Cerner will not catch that. That's not, unless you have that as a transfusion requirement on that patient in Cerner that they need irradiated, then that should catch it, but otherwise it won't.
I just wanted to make sure